And when you knock us down, we're going to get up. And on the way up, we're going to bite a kneecap off.
Go ahead and say it, Ed. Go Jackets!
When I woke up this morning, I was feeling pretty dangerous.
You like that? You like that?
F it. Jamar's down there somewhere.
The New Orleans Saints select Marcus Davenport.
No!
Splash Brothers. Yep.
It's playoff. Keep going, Brace.
The playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. If it doesn't fit, you must acquit.
9. It amazes me every time we do one of these and we say that number, and it's just like it just gets higher and higher, and you're just like, wow.
Yeah.
Week number 9.
I feel like this is the week where it starts. So
yeah,
this is the real week.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. I mean,
not only
Tuesday we'll see the real rankings.
The real rankings, yeah.
And screw the NCAA for James Madison not even being able to be ranked in those.
Yeah,
that's just it's so terrible.
It's so stupid.
But I also heard that they can play in a bowl if not enough teams become bowl eligible.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh.
So if there's like 1 or 2 spots, then them and Jacksonville State can make a bowl game. And if they make a bowl game, they're getting a good bowl. Like,
yeah,
it's not like they're just getting one of the. It's not like they're coming to the Independence Bowl. Like James Madison could sneak into a bowl opportunity and go to the freaking Fiesta. Like,
yeah, they could be Tulane of last year.
Yeah, like legitimately, they're on pace for that, and they might not even get to the chance. But at the same time, they might sneak in the last week and get that chance. It's going to be interesting to watch that. I want to see a counter the next couple of weeks of like who is bowl eligible and how many teams are on pace for that and stuff. Yeah, I heard that after they beat Old Dominion the other night. But yeah, we not the craziest of weeks. I mean, did we even have we had like 1 or 2 upsets, a couple other close games. Man, it was an interesting day of football.
Yeah,
I wasn't bored. I watched. I didn't really watch much during the 11 o'clock slate. I didn't really start watching about 2 o'clock. But
yeah, I didn't watch any of the 11 o'clock slate.
Yeah, I didn't even gamble on those. I didn't even feel like getting up at that point. I was like, it's big spreads and didn't want to touch it. But yeah, this is let's go ahead and get into this. I mean, I don't think was there anything before Liberty stayed undefeated on Tuesday. They beat Western Kentucky. They're 8-0. Jacksonville State, just mentioned them, still going. They're 7-2. Shout out Rich Rod. Georgia State and Georgia Southern, 44-27. Georgia Southern. LSU will see Georgia State a couple weeks. That's pretty much it for the weekday games. But I think we're done with those now, right? Or we're done with like the Tuesday, Wednesdays, I believe.
Oh, really? Okay. I wasn't sure.
Oh, actually, never mind. The CUSA is done. Now it's Maction time.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
I would like to see the numbers and see if Conference USA feels like it was a success or not.
In terms of TV or just straight up money.
Yeah, I guess both.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously money, because that's the only reason they're doing it for.
Yeah.
But I mean, I would like to see what the TV ratings were.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like they couldn't have been great because they were not on the same channels every week, which I don't like that. Like, if you're going to do it, I think you need to kind of have it consistently on what channels it's going to be on.
Yeah. Yeah. At least it's in the ESPN range.
Well, Tech was on CBS
Sports Network.
Yeah, was that Tuesday night?
I forgot about that.
Like, I mean, yeah. So, like, I think it should be more consistent on where you would think they could at least get like ESPN, ESPN2 locked down for those nights.
Yeah, you think so?
But
yeah, I think if you did this 5 years ago, it wouldn't be as successful. But now that gambling is legal everywhere, and people are
It
just
helps
like,
it.
it's a Tuesday night in October. What else am I doing? Let me go throw some money on
Yeah.
a random college football game. Like
Right.
let me watch Liberty play Western Kentucky and be interested.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think
Well,
that's definitely a big factor.
And you got to do that to make yourself interested in some of them.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you can gamble on any game and be interested.
Yeah. Yeah. No doubt.
I mean,
Just
I went and gambled on Bears Chargers tonight just because I could. Like,
yeah, that's right.
I didn't really
No,
care about the Bears, but
No, nobody else does either.
no.
But yeah, we got them on Sunday Night Football. Thank you,
Yeah.
NFL.
And guess what? We got the Chargers again, and then we get the Chargers again next week on Monday.
Which I don't mind that.
Yeah, the Chargers are just they're always fun, but
yeah, they're fun to watch. They're never going to disappoint you, and they can move the ball and score. So I mean, like I'm never opposed to the Chargers being on.
I was
opposed.
looking up the flex rules because we haven't seen them yet. So apparently, the NFL can flex 2 games between week 5 and week 10, and then 2 games between week 11 and week 15. We just completed week 8.
Oh, so we're not getting flex, but maybe.
We got 2 more. We got 2 more weeks for it to happen.
Which you're not flexing next week's game.
No, not that Sunday night game. Heck no. Which they did flex that Lions Bucks game. Was that last weekend? They flexed it from like a 12 to a 3. So I don't know if that counts.
Oh, that's I feel like they haven't been real good Sunday night games. They've had opportunities to flex.
Yeah.
I mean, last Sunday's was obviously a good one.
Here we go. Week 10, we get Jets Raiders Sunday night.
Yeah. My God, give me some other options. That has to be a flex.
Niners Jags.
That would be interesting.
Browns Ravens. Lions Chargers. every Chargers game is just Texans Bengals. Niners Jags is a very realistic possibility in Jacksonville too.
I could see Niners Jags being flex.
Cowboys Giants. I think that's America's
especially with it being in Jacksonville.
Yeah, that'd be different.
Yeah, it'd be different. They'd want them to probably show some love for.
So with the flex, could they do? They can't flex Mondays or Thursdays, right? Obviously not Thursday, but Mondays they can't.
They can't do Mondays either, right?
Because I mean, some of them are pretty not great coming up as
They're
well.
not.
I believe.
But I've never understood that. I mean, you could give me that Monday schedule on June, and some of those games are already duds from the get-go.
Yeah, I mean, like the one next week, Chargers Jets. That would have been very awesome.
Very awesome.
Aaron Rodgers was healthy, and it'll still be
right.
an interesting game because the Jets are still fighting. But man, Bills Bengals, we will not be doing a podcast next Sunday night.
Oh my gosh, no!
And then week 11. Thursday night, you'll get Bengals Ravens, and Monday you'll get Eagles Chiefs. And then the Sunday night game that week is Vikings Broncos. Please flex that one. After Cope went down, please flex that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's stick with college. We'll get to NFL in a minute. But yeah, college. Week 9. First big game, I guess we can talk about. Let's just start with number 1, Georgia, Florida. Georgia without Brock Bowers came out, and I mean they played Georgia football.
Georgia is them until they get knocked off. I mean, they are the one. I mean, it's impressive how how Kirby, like, just has them ready to play when it's a game like that.
Yeah.
Like, they just kind of sleepwalk through a lot of their schedule, but he always seems to get them starting to peak at this time of the year. They kind of first month and a half or so let the Coastal Carolinas of the world hang around with them type teams, and they
when you're these kids that are the best of the best, these 5 stars coming off 2 national championships playing at Georgia, you're not going to get up for Kent State. Like
No,
you're going to do enough to get by. You're going to go sit on the bench. You're going to get ready for next week. But
you're not even gonna get.
whenever
You're not gonna
Florida's
get up
coming
ready
in,
for South Carolina.
no, not
mean-
at this stage of your team. But
Yeah.
whenever Florida's coming in, quarterback's getting a little hype, the team's playing better. People are thinking Napier's figuring it out. All of this stuff, it's always going to be a little bit of a rivalry. They get up for it. We saw what happened.
Yeah, yeah.
It was what was it 43
20, wasn't it?
20. But Florida scored 13 in the fourth. So it was more like about 37-7.
Yeah,
It was all Georgia. It was all Georgia.
yeah, yeah. It never felt close.
No, it was over pretty much immediately after, especially after they what was it, a block punt or something, or block kick. There was some type of block that Georgia had on Florida, and you're like, yeah, this one's over.
Yeah, it's over. Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't see that because I didn't start it right at the beginning of the game. It was like 7-3 when I started watching it. But I was sitting there watching it, and I was thinking, for this 3-year run Georgia's on, it's impressive that I can't think other than this Brock Bowers injury, I can't think of another significant injury they've had in 3 years. Like it's crazy how healthy they've been. They've had nicks and stuff.
Especially like the defense. Like all these guys that are coming out to the draft as the best prospects and stuff, like they're just
They were never hurt.
no, they're
Any of their career.
Kobe Dean, I think, might have got hurt at the end of his career. And that
Yes,
caused him to
he
follow
did.
the draft. But he wasn't just banged up week 6 or something.
But correct me if I'm wrong, was Dean not really hurt? They found something on a physical?
Yeah, it was like a neck issue or something like that. Yeah, that might have been it. I don't think he had an actual like lingering injury or anything at any point.
No, because he played.
No, they just drive cars and kill people.
Well, yeah, I mean, other than that, yeah, I mean,
Other than that,
we keep the keys away from them. I mean,
yeah,
it's been a pretty good, clean program.
What about Florida? Well, I mean, after the hype you're coming in with, you're 5-2, feels like things are kind of clicking. Then this happens. Like what do you
gut
feel?
punch.
Yeah, it is.
It's a gut punch, but I still feel like Napier had a real tough program he walked into. He had a lot of turnover, and I feel like they got a phenomenal recruiting class in this class. It's a top 5. It might have been top 5 class now. I hadn't looked at the ratings in the last week or two. They're recruiting real because they just picked up a 5-star last week. So I feel like it's trending in the right direction. And I feel like that they're, I thought it would have been. I didn't ever think they would win this game, but I thought it would be a little closer than what it was. But I wouldn't jump off the Napier wagon just yet if I was a Florida fan.
Yeah.
But that was a little concerning that you just got manhandled. But I also don't think Florida's I don't even think they're a top 25 team. I mean, they're definitely not, ready to compete against the number 1 team in the country right now.
Yeah, definitely.
But I really think that Napier's got it going in the right way. But also, I could sit there and turn around to that statement and say, it just shows you how lucky we are to have BK under the helm, because BK really walked in a worse situation than Napier did, and look where we're at versus them.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, BK walked in with 30 scholarship players on the roster.
We fresh off a bowl game with a wide receiver at quarterback.
Yeah, exactly right. I mean, but granted, now Florida wasn't even making bowl games when they fired Mullen. But I mean, I would give Napier, if you don't see a change in next year, then the concerns should be there.
Yeah.
So I'm still worried about that game though in 2 weeks. You go Tuscaloosa and beat Bama, and then I could just see that makes me nervous. Anyway, but Georgia is separated themselves. From everybody else until they're getting beat.
But at the same time, like there's just something about them where I'm just not scared.
No, I'm not either. No, you're right. I'm not scared.
Which is it's crazy to say that, but
yeah, which I wasn't scared of last year's team either.
No.
Which I knew when we were playing them, I just never felt like we were good enough to beat them.
Well,
last
you
year.
saw with like Ohio State, they gave them everything they wanted. Like
yes.
and Ohio State was a better team than us last year. They were actually built for that moment.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, I mean that was a heck of a game. That was the national championship essentially. Not whatever
it was.
Yeah, not whatever the TCU game was.
No. Gosh, no.
Let's move on. No Michigan this week. They're on a bye. They've been on a bye pretty much the whole year, it seems. Ohio State, Wisconsin. I watched a little bit of this. This was just an ugly game. It was Big Ten football.
Yeah, I never even found the game. I didn't look hard for it, but
it was on Peacock, so that's why you didn't see it.
Oh, yeah, that's why I didn't see it.
24-10. Marvin Harrison Jr. Very good at football. I think he had. What did he have? 6 catches, 123, and 2 touchdowns. And then Travion Henderson, the running back, they finally got him back healthy and going. 24 carries, 162 yards, and a touchdown. Also 45 yards through the air, so slight 200 yards on the ground.
I didn't realize Ohio State was missing so many key starters against Penn State last week.
Yeah. And I know that Julian Fleming, who's been like their number 2 or 2/3 for the past, 3 or 4 years. I think I saw he has like 10 catches this year.
Wow.
Let me see. He has 19 catches, including Wisconsin game. He's been playing though, but he just hasn't really been involved. And Ibuka, he's been hurt, right?
Yes, he was out last week against Penn State.
Yeah, 22 catches for 300 yards.
But I thought he was supposed to be back yesterday.
No, he did not. He hasn't played since October 7th against Maryland.
Okay.
And he's dang near a first-round draft pick. He's a very good player.
Yeah.
But Travion Henderson, that's one of the better running backs in this draft class as well. But yeah, Ohio State, they're good, and their defense continues to impress. 10 points. Yes, it's Wisconsin, but still impressive. They don't allow points. Most they've allowed is 17 to the Fighting Tuwalis, who lost to Northwestern.
Who are really bad.
That was something. They go to Rutgers next week at 11 a.m. That might be an interesting game.
Ooh,
could be a little bit.
That could be a very interesting game.
And then after that, they get Michigan State and Minnesota at home. So we're probably looking at Michigan, Ohio State undefeated.
A 2-3 matchup,
or maybe 1-2.
Yeah,
because a lot of people are thinking Ohio State's going to be 1 Tuesday.
Wow.
A lot of people are thinking that.
I can't see them jumping them 2 spots though in that poll.
It's just I think they're looking at it like this is kind of just going to be a reset and what have you done this year? And it's hard to argue against Ohio State.
Oh, I agree. That, but they never they didn't do that to Georgia last year.
Yeah.
So I just find it. I would find it hard to believe that they would put a team that's at 3. Been at 3 on the polls most of the year to 1 like that. That would be an interesting move if they did that.
I think they do jump Michigan at the least.
Yeah,
I think they're at least 2. I wouldn't be shocked if Michigan's like 4. I wouldn't be shocked if it goes Georgia, Ohio State, Florida State, Michigan, or something like that. Because I think Florida State's got a better resume than Michigan right now as well.
Oh, I agree. No, yeah. Yeah, if Florida State's at 2 or 3, yeah, and I'm not disagreeing if Ohio State's at 1. I just find it interesting. It'd be shocking to me that they would bump. I know they're trying to do this just this year's mindset, but everybody's mind, they know who won the last 2 national championships and hasn't lost again this year.
Yeah, absolutely. And
so
after that Florida game, it might change some things.
Yeah, and then you go do that to Florida. Yeah, I think I could see Georgia 1, Ohio State 2, Florida State 3, Michigan 4.
Yeah, maybe so.
And that feels right to me. But
all right.
Who knows? We'll see.
Yeah, who knows? That's the thing with NCAA. Florida State beats Wake Forest 41-16. I'm not even sure I saw one play, and it was Keon Coleman making another crazy catch. Shocker. Washington 42-33 to Stanford. That I don't know what's up with Washington.
Yeah,
I feel like it's almost like they had the Oregon game. Now I don't want to say they're sleepwalking, but
yeah, but I would have thought that last week. But after what you did last week, wouldn't you come this week like a little more alert and ready and prepared? And
yeah, you would think so. And I mean, like last week was on the road. I mean, last week was at home too against Arizona State, which Arizona State's a feisty team. Now going to Stanford, that could be a little bit understanding of kind of sleepwalking, and at least the offense got back going. 42 points.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a little bit weird. They get USC this week at USC. And I mean, if their defense is giving up 33 to Stanford, we might see 50 to 50 here.
Yes.
Because we know Washington will score on USC. I think Jonesboro Hodge might get score on USC.
Yeah. You're 49 to Cal. You gave up 49 points to Cal.
Yeah. God. I watched all of that game because I had a USC money line bet, and it ended up I ended up watching it for nothing because North Carolina lost like an hour later. But yeah, I did not have a good day with college football yesterday. Washington though, 2 down weeks after you had your high moment of the season, probably the high moment of your past 3 or 4 seasons against Oregon. Now you get USC, Utah, Oregon State, back to back to back. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough.
Yeah, I don't think Oregon's the best team over there in my opinion. I know Washington.
I want to see them play each other again.
I do too.
And then I want both of them 1 loss or undefeated in 1 loss, and winner gets in the championship or winner gets in the playoff.
Yeah,
like that. That's what I want to happen because I want a Pac-12 team in, especially this year with how good the conference has been. And the last year, Oklahoma, Kansas. How about them Jayhawks, man?
How about them Rocket Shop? Hey, man, and all those weather delays they had and all that, man. Shout out to Kansas. I didn't get to watch any of that game. I say that. I think I watched the last few minutes there. And, I mean, they're doing that without their starter, which I feel like Beam's the starter. Right?
I think it seems like Daniels just is like still hurt. I don't really know what's hurt, but
back.
He's got crazy. But being a very cool story. I didn't know 6-year guy played 3 years at North Texas, and then has been at Kansas for 3 years, kind of just playing it off and on, and now, I mean, just beat freaking Oklahoma.
Yes,
it's very, very, very cool. There was a sideline video Fox had on them as well, and then they go and throw the freaking goalpost in the lake. and just did everything. So
Love it. I know. That was awesome. Shout out to that coach, man. I mean,
yeah,
that program was a dumpster fire when he got there. And,
yeah,
and he freaking
definitely.
just I don't know. And we talked about this before we started this. He just signed that contract signature last year. He seems like a type of coach that's not going anywhere. Like I feel like
And
because
I mean, with them, yes, the Big 12 is gonna be a little bit down. I mean, they're losing Oklahoma, losing Texas. Kansas could run it for the next.
Yes.
I mean, or not run it. I don't think Kansas will ever run football, but Kansas could realistically compete for the Big 12 championship. And I mean, a Big 12 champion in a 12-team playoff is making the freaking. I mean, a second team in the Big 12 probably makes the playoffs.
Playoffs. Yeah.
Kansas can be a playoff contender for the next 5 years, and that is insane to say.
Very much. I'm telling that coach, man.
Even like thinking of just as a younger kid, I would love to go to Kansas. You got a cool basketball program, one of the best there is, and that is something that football players will want to experience. You know, they want other things on campus. That is like top notch. The fan base will be great regardless. I mean, you saw it yesterday. Great fan base. The colors look really cool. Like that's something you got to factor in whenever you're recruiting kids. Do our jerseys look cool? Yeah, we got really cool red and blue and yellow. Like
colors are great.
Yeah. We have a cool color scheme. That's why Oregon is relevant because they have cool colors. But everything about Kansas can be that kind of program.
Yeah, I mean, your only thing is you're gonna have to either have a coach that's really good X's and O's, or a coach that's a heck of a recruiter because you're gonna have to go travel a lot to recruit because you're in a state that's not producing a lot of top Power 5 guys.
That's true.
That's the one downfall.
And it does seem like Kansas isn't like think about like Iowa. You think about or Nebraska. Those are kind of it's the same kind of area. You expect them to play similar. Kansas doesn't play like them. Like Kansas brings in
spread
athletes.
It out.
Yeah, they're playing. Yes, they. I don't even know if they threw for a touchdown yesterday. They ran the ball a lot, but they have athletes. I mean, they have legit defenders as well. Like they I don't know. It feels like a different kind of team and one that I think can actually have success. And it's very cool for college football.
Yeah, it's good to see, man. And hey, I mean, you got both football programs in that state right now are playing good ball.
Yeah, Kansas State just jumped into the top 25 today, I think, right?
And they're tied for first.
How did Kansas not jump in?
They got I feel like they have a bad loss this year.
Let me see.
What was their schedule? I feel like they lost.
I think they lost to Oklahoma State.
And Oklahoma State was bad when they lost that.
That was last week, actually. Kansas was ranked 23rd and lost to Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State's 6-2 right now, though.
Yeah.
Oklahoma State also lost to South Alabama 33-7. My God, college football.
So did Kansas get blown out in a game or something?
40-14 to Texas.
40-14.
Yeah, not great there.
Yeah, that hurt you.
Beat Nevada by 7 early in the year. They get Iowa State, Texas Tech, Kansas State at home on the 18th. So it might be a game for winner goes into the
that one this weekend. Iowa State's quietly winning ball games, tied for first in the Big 12.
Yeah, the Big 12. Like people are thinking Oklahoma and Texas might neither be in it, which is a wild twist.
Crazy. Yeah.
Iowa State and Kansas.
That's with Ewer's injury now.
Yeah. Speaking of that, Texas 35-6. I watched kinda most of the game. Murphy dude didn't look
What?
bad.
No, Murphy don't look bad. He's not bad. I don't. He reminds me like I'm watching Milton at Tennessee.
Yeah, he's
Very
he's a freak.
yes, he is a freak. I couldn't figure out when I put the BYU at plus 17.5 Wednesday night in our Dirty Five
Yeah,
bets. The next day it jumped to 20.5.
I don't know what happened.
And BYU's quarterback played.
Yeah, he played.
Like, I mean, what makes a 3-point jump in a day span?
I don't know why did Nebraska go from a 2.5-point favorite to a 1-point dog at home?
Yeah, that's true too.
The only thing I could see was bad weather, but that would lean to Nebraska for me because Nebraska wants to run the ball, and it showed. Yeah, yeah, it was. I'm not really sure what was up with the books. Maybe there was some people throwing big money on it at places, and it just flipped everything.
Well, that pissed Texas off. I know that much. Oh, jeez.
But yeah, 35-6 Texas. Not really much to talk about there. BYU's not very good. They had all the opportunities in the world. It just felt like they never could do what they wanted to do. And there were so many times where I what my decision would have been is what they did not do. Like they called like 2 timeouts at one point inside the 5 and ended up settling for a field goal. Like you're down 14 at Texas. Go for it. Like you got to try something.
You're supposed to lose. What's the matter?
Yeah, what does a 14-3 game in the second quarter do for you here? Like just try for something. And they settled for a field goal in the third to make it 21-6. Like, oh yeah, we're gonna score 2 more touchdowns on Texas real quick in the fourth. Texas defense is good, and Texas is good.
Yeah,
Texas is good.
Texas is good. Texas is really good.
Yeah, they might be back.
Yeah,
but at the same time, like there's just something about them where it feels like they can just slip up at any time.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't feel like they're not a. Well, I can't say that they're a playoff. They're knocking on the door playoff caliber team. I don't know if they are, but they have the talent.
Do we get 12 teams next year or what?
Next year.
Oh, that's going to be beautiful.
I know it. Yeah. It's going to be awesome.
I mean, yeah, they're the type of team that will make a 12-team playoff bracket, and it will be great.
Yeah, they're yeah. Yeah, I mean,
they'll play a good game with whoever they play against. Like they can match up with USC. They could match up with. Honestly, I think they could match up with Georgia pretty well. They could match up with Michigan. Like they've got the type of team. Are they going to win against them? Maybe not. But they've got the guys that maybe 30% of the time they might beat Michigan because they're kind of just built for that. And if their offense is clicking on a certain day, then maybe it works. And that's what's going to make the playoff just so good. Oregon, Utah, 35-6, same score as the Texas game. Oregon just came out and said we're better than you. They lit it up. Oregon's very good.
Way better. Oregon's good, man. Oregon's a top 4 team in the country, easily.
You think they're better than Washington?
I do. Yes, I think they're better than Washington. Dan Lanning screwed that game up.
Yeah,
I mean he messed that up. he didn't kick field goals when he should have. He went for 4th down at the 50. Like, no,
it's so crazy. It's so crazy to be watching Oregon and say like defense is their best unit.
Yeah, well, I mean, dude, Dan Lanning brought. I mean, with all his recruiting ties in SEC, he got in that portal and brought SEC guys over there with.
Yeah,
the Birch kid at defensive end, South Carolina. The safety from Alabama. Like, I mean, yeah, he got them dudes on that defense.
Yeah.
I mean, and then you bring Bo Nix from that. I mean, like, You don't. When I watch Oregon, their offense is good and good, but it's the defense that jumps out to me.
Yeah,
they just got some
absolutely.
players on there.
Absolutely.
I think Oregon's one of the better teams in the country, and I know they got the loss and they went to Washington. It was a good game. It was at Washington. They played that game at Oregon, probably win it. I want to see it at a neutral site in Las Vegas for the Pac-12 championship game.
Yeah, me too.
Washington's got some holes.
Yeah,
I know this. I just, and I feel like Bo Nix with all his experience, just plays. Man, just seems to step it up in big moments, big games. I like Oregon. I really do.
Yeah, I do too. They're fun to watch. Their offense isn't bad either. Like their offense is good.
That was Utah. No, their offense is good. It's just not the Oregon we're used to being Oregon offense. It's different. But do you realize that Utah was on a 27-game home winning streak?
Jesus.
And then they just got their butts lit at home. Yeah,
they scored in like 3 minutes. Like it was immediately over.
Yeah. Yes.
That's crazy.
Like that was a statement win. I mean, that's a team that's been dominating that conference for the last couple of years.
Yeah,
they just went in there in their own place and just destroyed them.
Yeah. Let's move on. Penn State, Indiana. I think that was just it should have been a wake up call, but it wasn't. And at the same time, they got by. They got a W. I do feel like Penn State's still being a little.
They suck.
You can say overrated, but at the same time, I feel like they're being like overhated to a certain extent. I think they're a solid team still. It just honestly seems like everyone Ohio State's going to play is just not going to very very well score. Penn State playing Michigan in a couple weeks. I'm very interested in that game. November 11th at home, 11 a.m. kickoff.
What if Penn State lays 2 eggs? Yeah, that's me. Hey.
What?
Hi.
What if Penn State what?
It's me. What if Penn State lays 2 eggs this year against actual good teams?
Michigan and Ohio State.
Yeah. So, like, do they need to move away from Frank?
That's what I said That's what I said Wednesday night. I think I'm like, what does Penn State want to be? I mean, James Franklin's going to always get you 9-3, 10-2. Like, are you happy with that? I mean, like,
Can't be.
Like, do you feel like you can go to the next level? Because we've never. I mean, when have we seen that next level? We haven't seen it in 30 years.
Are you okay with being mediocre?
In my lifetime, I've never seen Penn State be that team. Like,
so that's what I'm saying.
Penn State to me is somewhere between
Joe Paterno, Jerry Sandusky.
But but they're always somewhere between 6 and 12. They're not top 5, but they're not top 15. Like they're 6 to 12. They're a Rose Bowl.
No, that's the
team.
thing. Like, like if I say the words Penn State to y'all, the first thing that we all think of is Jerry Sandusky and Joe Paterno.
Well, I mean that's fair because it's a pretty big deal.
But let me ask you this: if I say Rick Pitino to y'all, what do y'all think of?
Louisville?
Great basketball coach. Yeah, Louisville, great basketball coach. You don't think about hookers?
Oh, if I tell you New York, Chance, 9/11 is going to be pretty high up on your list.
Well, of course, absolutely.
But there's a difference from hookers and raping kids. I mean,
that makes a fine line.
Fine line. I mean, most men aren't going to be really, turning the head at strippers. But
well, it may or may not have been the best example given. Okay. It may or may not be the best example. I can't.
Most guys
all right,
don't look at
this. How about this? Here you go. If I say Michigan State, y'all thinking Larry Nassar?
I'm thinking Tom Izzo.
There you go.
Yeah, I think Izzo, Michigan State.
There you go.
I don't think
if we say
Larry Nassar was a gymnastics coach. Joe Paterno is one of the greatest college football coaches of all time.
Yeah, but we think about Jerry too.
because he was part of what made Paterno's legacy go away.
Because he was taking showers with kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, well, Larry was doing bad stuff to little girls on the training
Yeah,
table.
but it was gymnastics.
Well, they were at least of age.
Nah, some of them about like 9 and 10,
oh
they
yeah,
say.
Larry did have.
Dude, I went down a rabbit hole.
Yeah,
He
I went
did.
down a
He
rabbit hole
did.
about a
He
month
did have a
ago.
daycare section too, didn't he? That's right.
well, he
Yeah.
was.
Yes, he
He
did.
was like the USA Junior Olympics trainer or something, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
He was recommended to them, yes.
Yeah, so like the
Yeah,
12-year-olds. Yeah,
Because wasn't some of the U.S. Olympic girls in some of that?
yeah,
Yes,
like Simone Biles. and all
Sean
them.
Johnson and all them. Simone Biles testified. Allie Reisman, that's the only ones I've ever heard of and know. But
Hey, Simone Biles was at an NFL game today.
Yeah, her husband
she's
plays for the Packers.
she's married to one.
Yeah.
Jonathan
Used to be a
Owens.
Texan.
Yep.
But anyways, special place in hell for Larry Nasser, Sandusky, Jared Fogle. So
Jared Fogle. Okay. And Osama bin Laden.
yeah.
Oh,
Well,
let
he
me
might
ask
be
you
in-
this: Do we
Uh-huh.
feel like do we feel like Penn State could ever be a national championship contender?
I don't see why not. It would take a
I mean,
change.
they have all the tools to. You know,
They
like
Do they,
Pennsylvania
though?
is a phenomenal football state.
Yeah, Chance.
Do they have all the
we were
tools?
talking earlier, Chance, about Kansas and how for the next 5
Oh, they're
years.
screwed.
No, for the
They've
next
maxed
5
out.
No, for the next 5 years they can win the Big 12.
Yeah.
Oh, because
Yeah,
everybody's
Chad.
leaving.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
was like, you have cool jerseys, you have a cool school and sports teams, you have a good basketball team, you have a good fan base. Like they have the tools to become a like popular destination for kids. Penn State, very good fan base, one of the best, good home field advantage. They have the tradition. Like they still get kids. They're always in the top 10 to 15 of recruiting rankings usually, right?
Yeah.
Well, James Franklin, yes.
Yeah,
They weren't
like,
before that.
I feel like the name alone of Penn State could make them happen. Not with James Franklin. It would take a change. What kind of change? I don't know.
know. That's the thing. Like, you need somebody to take you over that hump. The same reason why I feel like Ryan Day needs to be fired if they don't win the national championship this year.
And it's so interesting looking at these teams because like you look at Georgia, they're not just this LSU 2019 type offense, like
it's a dynasty.
or they're not a like they're even. Like they have a good offense, they have probably a little bit better defense. That's how they do it. That's what Penn State is right now. They're not really good at offense right now, or haven't looked at against the best teams, but they're better defensively. Like it, while so many of these teams, you always look at them and you say you need to hire this young, explosive head coach to kind of give you that spark. And I don't know.
Well,
I think a lot
of that has to do with the clientele you're looking at and like the conferences you're looking at.
Yeah.
And the Big Ten, you got to beat Ohio State. And they're going to have an explosive offense 9 times out of 10.
But
this year being kind of an outlier.
Then you look at Michigan, who beats them, and they don't.
Yeah.
It's
well, they've been
so
stealing
weird.
signs, so that's why they've been beating them.
Very true. Very true.
That's such a load of crap, man.
I loved all the people
Such a
dressing
load of
up as
crap.
Michigan fans
Oh,
at
yeah.
games. That is hilarious. I love
Absolutely.
it. And you see Portnoy.
Portnoy
he
sat in the
posted?
cheap seats to do it. Yes.
He sat in the cheap seats and recorded the Wisconsin sideline at the Ohio State
He was
game.
posted it. He's posted on Twitter. No, he recorded the Ohio State sideline.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah.
Yes. Posted all over Twitter.
He said, "Am I going
He
to
said-
get? He said, am I going to get arrested?"
He said, "I'm committing international espionage."
All right, Chance. Me and Clay were talking about this. What NFL team does Harbaugh coach next year?
That's a good question. He ain't gonna be at Michigan. I think that's about the biggest guarantee of all time.
Well,
They
here's the short list
denied
we've
his
got.
contract. He's
Oh,
supposed
Oh,
to
they
be
denied it?
Yeah, his
high-
contract extension. They
he's
took it
supposed to be the
away.
highest paid coach. Yeah.
Well, Ron Rivera's probably getting fired. I don't
Well,
think
yeah.
he'd go to the
Here-
Redskins.
here's
though.
our. Well, we think he will.
We think he will.
Magic Johnson.
He's going to want to make a splash higher.
Here's my short list of
well,
teams.
crap!
That
I love how I
think,
just picked it out on the first opportunity.
Well, here's my
I
short
said I
list
don't
of
agree.
teams that I think could happen. Commanders, Bears, Falcons, Raiders,
Bucks.
Chargers, Bucks. That's 6 teams, and
I
a
was about
couple
to
of
say,
them. I don't know,
I was about to say Buccaneers feels like a good bet too.
but they're also the kind of team that feels like they're just kind of almost blow
They
it
don't know
up
what
or
they
kind of
want.
rebuild. Yeah.
Yeah, they got their Super Bowl a couple years ago. They're okay.
While
Yeah.
the Commanders have the pieces, the Bears kind of have the pieces. I think Commanders or Bears are the best bet, unless the Chargers.
You put Sam Howell with Harbaugh, that might get scary.
You put Caleb Williams and the Bears' offensive weapons with Harbaugh,
Yeah,
or Drake May
I
if he
could
prefers Drake May.
I could see him wanting to do the Bears so he can have that quarterback and those
Well,
weapons.
and we also said he just feels like a Chicago head coach.
Well, didn't he play
Yeah.
for Chicago?
Did he? I know he played for the Colts.
Well, this is something we already know. He looks good in navy and khaki pants. So I mean,
True.
That's a good
I think
point.
that's why we
Wait, was he-
feel like that's where he's going to go.
Was he the backup on the '85 Bears?
Gosh, no, he ain't that
Was
old.
he?
No, he played in the '90s.
He joined the Bears in '87.
He's
That's
59.
close. Oh, I did not know that.
87 to 93, he was on the Bears.
I know he played for the
So
Colts.
he was right after the 85. Okay.
First round pick to the Bears in '87.
Yeah, bring him home.
Oh, that's he
Make it happen.
go
We-
to his last coaching job of his career. Yeah, the Bears make sense.
Oh, he also played for the Chargers for 2 years. His first coaching job was with the Raiders. But it was also
Didn't we
Oakland.
already kind of predict this?
What, the Bears?
We've already talked about him going to the Bears this year. It feels
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd say Bears then Skins.
Yeah,
I don't
my-
think he's going to LA.
But we were thinking Magic Johnson and them throw the bag at the best coach available.
I didn't.
They're going to throw the
I didn't
bag
think
at him.
about that. Yeah, I didn't think
Yeah.
about that.
And Chicago,
They're going with
I'm
Flash.
not sold that Chicago's moving on from Eberflus, honestly.
I'm not either. He had a full year with no freaking body.
I feel like they're likely to just give him another year, but at the same time, do you want to bring in Caleb Williams or whoever and
Exactly.
fire your coach
You-
after 1 year?
Yeah, you bring in a coach with him.
Yeah.
What does Caleb Williams really probably need? A more veteran, older head coach, to kind of settle his butt down.
Harbaugh coached Kaepernick.
Exactly. Harbaugh's coached some of the best. He coached Andrew Luck. That would be big for Caleb, or even Drake if
you're-
that's who he wants to
Yeah,
take.
if you're the Bears organization and you're going to have 2 of the top 4 picks in the draft, most likely, you can't tell me you can't make sure your head coach is there. You got to make sure he's there to stay. You
Yeah,
want him
it's
to
gonna
make
be-
good picks.
Yes.
Frank Reich and Bryce Young, D'Amico Ryans and CJ Stroud, Anthony Richardson, Shane Steichen. You're going to make that
I
happen.
mean, it's kind of like what the Cardinals tried to do with Cliff Kingsbury and Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
But it's not as big of a risk because everybody knows Harbaugh can freaking coach his ass off.
Yeah.
Everybody knows Harbaugh.
Let's
is
run through the rest of these college
great
games,
coach.
and then we
Have y'all
can
talked
go
about
to
Georgia?
Yeah,
Yeah, they're
very
real-
good.
They're good at football.
I'm telling you, the worst thing that happened to the United States of America in college football is Brock Bowers getting hurt.
It's Jerry Sandusky.
Besides Jerry and Jared Fogle. That
What
is
is
the
Jared
worst.
Fogle? It's the Subway.
Dude, Subway was closed a minute ago, like 7:00. It's kind of sad. But no, that is the worst thing that has happened to college football this year because they freaking figured out how to score without him.
Well, you know what the problem was?
What's that?
Brock Bowers goes out, and then freaking Lad McConkey comes right back. They
So
lose
the white
one,
fella?
Yeah, they lose one white guy and they bring in the other. It's like I'm watching the Rams. Where do you think
Yeah,
Stafford
it's
got to
just-
start at?
Yeah, I mean, it's clear as day, dude. Athens,
Yeah.
Georgia, racism hub of America.
That is it. I want Kirby Smart background check.
But I'm telling you, that kind of scares me. It should scare everybody, I think, because
How about Kirby Smart throwing some little jabs at Dan Mullen in his press conference after the game?
dude, he said
Did he?
he didn't want to recruit.
Well, I was gonna
Oh my
mention,
gosh, yes.
I was gonna mention at like midnight. I was listening to the college football final show or whatever the crap that was on ESPN, and they gave their top six for their top six for the playoffs for Tuesday. Dan Mullen had Georgia at 3.
Oh,
Dan Mullen had
I'm just going off a resume.
he had Ohio State. Hold up, I can find it. I'm pretty sure
Ohio
he had
State
Georgia at
100%
3.
should be number one. Ohio State should be number one. If we're
I
going off a
think it's-
resume at just 2023.
yeah, but yeah, I
They're
told
not,
Clay though they didn't knock Georgia off last year. I don't really see how they're going
Oh
to
my
do that
God,
this year.
my bad. Dan Mullen has Georgia at 6.
Oh,
Oh wait, no, that was from 3 days ago.
that's why
Yes.
Kirby had the reaction last night.
10:26. So Thursday, I guess on the show, Dan Mullen's top 6 went Ohio State, Florida State, Washington, Oklahoma, Michigan, Georgia. And then I need to find yesterday's.
Michigan and Georgia.
Michigan and Georgia
Where's-
not in the top 4.
Where is he releasing this at?
He's on that college football
He's
final
on-
show.
Yeah, he's on that college. Yeah, ESPN college
Oh,
show.
Dan Mullen's not a coach anymore, stupid.
Yeah, yeah.
I forgot. My bad.
Yeah. Hence the Kirby saying he didn't like to recruit.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, who would want to recruit? I wouldn't want to recruit. I'm not going to lie. I'd be the same exact way.
Yeah, that was. I heard that last night. I'm like, Dan Mullen just like he can't be happy about something. Like, he's doing that on purpose.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Some blood.
But it's scary, man. They dudes are just wide open. Little miniature Cooper Cup was getting wide open every play. Wide open.
White open.
One point, white's open. One point, they threw it to him. He was running like a freaking post, and he just stopped. They threw it to him. He caught the ball, reversed field, and went untouched for a touchdown. Like, what are we doing here, man? That's not supposed to happen.
Yeah, I got to Clay chance. Georgia's them until they get beat. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
they
scary,
prove me wrong.
dude. They might not get beat ever again.
Let's run through the rest of these games. Oregon State lost to Arizona late.
What the crap?
It doesn't surprise
People
me.
say
honestly.
Arizona's good, man.
Arizona
People say
isn't
they're good.
bad.
They've played
the
well in the
Pac-12
last
is-
3 weeks.
Yeah,
Yes.
the Pac-12 is just deep. And Oregon State on the road at night like that at Arizona, it doesn't surprise
It's just
me.
not like playing at Corvallis.
It's not. Corvallis is dangerous. Arizona, though, yeah, I mean, they lost to Washington by 7, USC by 2, beat Wazoo by 37. I mean, it doesn't surprise me too much. Yeah.
Just kind of, well, and I mean, you kind of see the limited of DJU.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a good, he's a freak athlete, and he can win ball games for you, but he's kind of, I mean, that type of game right there, like you expect him to really step up for you.
Well, and
mean-
something with Arizona, they're not even these past 3 to 4 games. They haven't been with their starting quarterback. It's been with a freshman.
No,
Jaden DeLauro was their starter at the beginning of the year, who's been it for the past at least 1 or 2 years. He was a starter last year and this year. This year they bring in this Noah Fifita guy, freshman, or redshirt freshman. He played a little bit for him last year. He's been playing great, and yeah, I mean, led him to the win yesterday. 3 for 300 yards. I mean, shout out Arizona. It's another program going to the Big 12. Make that a little bit more interesting. I mean, Arizona can be mean, they're never terrible. I don't feel.
No, I never feel like they just absolutely suck. I mean,
Nah.
the field sucks with the Wildcats down the middle, but besides that,
Other than when Kevin Sumlin was there.
yeah. Well, he didn't really want to be there. I don't think.
No, he just took the job because it was the job.
Did y'all see that he got like arrested in Florida during their bye week?
Yeah, he got hammered.
He looks like a drunk.
Yeah. Ole Miss 33-7.
He reminds me of Denzel Washington from like a movie.
Like
Yeah.
Notre Dame 58-7 over Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh beat Louisville. That's just insane. North Carolina losing to Georgia Tech 46-42. Georgia Tech has just one of the weirdest seasons you'll ever see. Their past 4 weeks have been W over UNC, loss by 15 to Boston College, W over Miami and the craziest ending ever, and loss to Bowling Green by 11.
Bowling Green.
That's probably a home game, huh?
It was. So was Boston College.
Gosh.
They lost to Ole Miss by 25 earlier in the year. Louisville by 5. Like, it's just they're everywhere. So
they're playing to their competition.
At Virginia next week at 1:00 on the CW. Who knows what's happening?
Virginia money line.
They're playing well.
Oh wait, hold up. So far this year they've gone loss, win, loss, win, loss, win, loss, win. So they lose to Virginia.
Virginia money line.
Lose to Virginia, then they go to Clemson and they'll win. They'll lose
what
to
is
Syracuse.
going on?
Hold up.
Clemson,
And
South
then
Carolina.
Their 12th game of the year is versus Georgia. Dangerous.
Bury
Dangerous.
me in Georgia.
Dangerous. Take Georgia Tech in the spread. Duke Louisville 23-0 Louisville. Duke's magic is running out a little bit, and the quarterback's just not healthy. I think he's just been trying to play.
He's running out of gas. Yeah.
Air Force 30-13. I watched pretty much the entire game of that because my Colorado State game.
Shame on you for watching that crap.
It was in snow. It was a fun game. Colorado State. If Colorado State wasn't playing in snow, they win that game or at least cover. Air Force.
All right. Well,
Air Force is fun.
DraftKings has caught on to that pattern, Clay, because Virginia is a -1.5 point favorite.
Seriously.
Yes, they figured it out.
Holy crap!
They figured it out, man.
That's it.
So much for that.
Air Force, not bad, but I mean they're Air Force. When do they play anybody relevant the next couple weeks?
Yeah, probably not.
At Boise State last week.
What's one of the military schools going to a conference next year?
Army.
Is that Navy?
Army. Army just signed something to go to the American Navy.
Okay, American. That was it. Yeah,
that's it. Yeah. Yes, I've heard that.
That's where Navy's playing, right?
That is where. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Army to join AAC as football only member in 2024.
Awesome.
So yeah, they'll be with Navy. Air Force will be in the Mountain West with
well, it's going to be the Pac-12 eventually.
Yeah.
They're foreman, sounds like.
Yeah.
Have y'all start talking about NFL yet?
No. But we're almost done with college. Tennessee 33-27 over Kentucky. I didn't watch any of that game.
I watched
Call that over. Call that over from a mile away.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised it overhit.
Leary looked really good. That was the best I've seen Leary look all year. Leary looked like the Leary we thought he was going to look like when Kentucky got him.
Yeah. They're on a 3-game losing streak after being 5-0.
Yeah, it's unreal.
They get Bama in a couple weeks and Louisville at the end of the year. That'd be interesting.
Good luck.
Tulane 30-28 over Rice. Tulane's still doing it. It's interesting. I mean,
Good for
shout
them,
out to Tulane, man. They get.
Yeah.
I mean,
I wish they could have played Ole Miss with their quarterback.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. UCLA 28-16 over Colorado. I know, Peyton, you were talking about the Shiloh play.
Yeah, it's bull crap. I mean, he led with the shoulder. I don't. He hit it. He hit below the shoulder pads.
Yeah, I
don't
went
get
back
it.
and
I
found
didn't
that
see
on
it at all.
Twitter. It was a bad call. Bad call.
Terrible call.
Did y'all see Dion's quote about the offensive line?
What's y'all's opinions on that?
I'm 100% behind him because he ain't freaking line.
Yeah.
I mean, Shadur got hit 17 times. He got knocked to the ground 13 times. He got sacked 7 times.
And it's been like that for like 5 weeks.
He ain't wrong.
He's not wrong, but like
you can't say it.
Yeah, you can't say it near the middle of the season. Like you could say that after the season. Hey, we're going to the portal hard for offensive linemen. Like, but you still got a month left with these kids. Like,
and
maybe he didn't
also
separate daddy and coach there.
He didn't.
He's also the kind of guy where he might just honestly talk to some of them like that, and it might be more of a like tough
challenge.
Love, like kind of just challenging them and like being like, this is the reality.
Yeah, but
make it happen.
I think he already had that with the bye week last week.
You would think.
Yeah, like I think he's done with them. Like I don't think it's that. Like I think they had that conversation when they were off last week because it's been bad, and then it's not gotten any better. But like, you just don't say that in the middle of the year, in my opinion. I feel like you could say that after the season's over with. Yeah, we're offensive lines is weak. We're going in the portal hard for it. Yada yada. Unless he's just using it for like. A shout out trying to get a heads up on the portal, for guys. But like, everybody knows they're bad. He's going to have to go after it. But
yeah,
I don't know. It's just I like Chance. He let Dad get in that conversation more than the coach.
And I can't blame him.
No, he's getting killed.
Tired. He's hurting. He's hurting because he's seeing his kid get hit so much over.
But I tell you what, I did say he was a Booger tweeted. Yeah, Booger tweeted.
I'm not sure.
Called him the coaches out. They were like, "You can't sit there and dog the offensive lineman, and when you're not giving them any help." He said, "I hadn't seen any running backs help the block. I hadn't seen any tight ends, shading the block." Like he said, "You're not helping them, giving them stuck in one-on-ones." If they're that bad, you need to adjust some things to help it out more. And when he mentioned that, I really started noticing that. I wanted to kind of watch UCLA, and so I watched a lot of that game, and he has a point. They are. It's just, there's no help with the running backs or tight end help or anything. Matter of fact, I don't even know if they have a tight end. I've watched Colorado 3-4 times this year.
I'm not sure they got one.
I've never seen that tight end
say that.
on the field. At all. So
why
did one not score against like TCU or something?
I don't know.
Yeah, Harrison.
When did
Harrison, he's got 4 touchdowns.
When did UCLA stop playing the freshmen?
He got hurt one week, like 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Got hurt. Cool.
Yeah.
Harrison had 2 touchdowns against Colorado State. That's what it was.
What number is he?
87.
He don't play no more.
He still plays. He's their 5th leading receiver. Weaver, Horn, Hunter, Edwards, the running back, and then Harrison.
Does he look like a tight end? Because he doesn't.
He's
I
white.
haven't seen. Well, that would be a different.
I don't have many.
He is the only tight end that has caught a ball for them.
There you go.
So that would be it. And maybe he's what is he? He's 6'3", 215. So maybe you're just thinking he's a white slot at 80, wearing 87.
Yeah, but to say that doesn't look like tight end size there.
Yeah,
6'3",
10. 6'3".
Yeah, 6'3", 215.
But only 215.
Yeah, he ain't big.
USC 50-49 over Cal. That was just
They're
a wild game, man. Wild game. I watched a lot of it. It was crazy. USC, it's just
this is Lincoln Riley, right? At what point? And let me ask you this:
you are who you are.
If you're a USC fan, are you really happy about going to the Big Ten? Because I don't feel like they're going to do well in it. Nope,
they're not.
this is. I mean,
Well,
they're not
who's their
changing.
quarterback next year?
Oh, they'll be a 5-star. Don't worry.
They'll have.
Yeah, it's a 5-star.
Give me a few seconds.
Lincoln Riley will call up somebody and be like, hey.
I guarantee there's a 5-star on the roster right now.
Yeah, let me look at who they got last year.
Or in the portal.
Yeah, I mean they've had a 5-star. They had a 5-star for the 4 or 5 years before Lincoln got there when they were sucky.
Well, you know my biggest takeaway of this game. California sold out their stadium. I am shocked that Cal has a fan base.
Here you go. Malachi Nelson. Y'all remember him?
I know the name.
Yeah.
Number 5 quarterback in the nation last year.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah.
Well, he was number 1. He was number 1 for a long time.
Even when USC sucked, they still getting 5-star quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's California. It's hard not to.
Cal Stadium holds 63,000. They were jam packed. I was shocked at that.
Good for them.
Well, was because of the protest, or were they there for the protest? How does that happen? How do you let them on the field? That was the thing. Nobody was. I'm like, somebody explain to me, how do those people get on the field?
You want to know how good this boy is? Y'all want to know how good he is? USC ain't getting a quarterback this year. That's all you got to know.
Yeah.
All you got to know.
Until they
they'll be fine.
They'll probably get a vet out the portal. They better
go find
happy.
all 3 defensive positions. So they better go find and a new defense coordinator. But apparently Lincoln's in love with that dude.
That coordinator's going to be probably murdered.
Defense
well, you would
Jesus.
think, but my God, Lincoln brought him with him from Oklahoma. It's the same DC he had at Oklahoma.
And I saw one of the guys that I follow. He's a big LA reporter. He said something about there's never many situations where a head coach would just come out such in the green by firing a defensive coordinator and bringing in someone new. And he said, and also hiring a special teams coordinator. Does he not have a special teams coordinator?
Holy crap! Surely.
the way that he said that,
give me a second.
Well, they might have had to cut that in the coach's salary because they had to buy Lincoln that house in Los Angeles, So they might have had him do some negotiation there.
I'm looking. They don't have one. They don't have they don't have a special teams coordinator.
All righty then. Well, in their defense, they can't stop anybody and they score every time. So I mean,
oh, here we go.
They do. They have an assistant.
They have an assistant.
Holy crap!
Ryan Daltrey, senior special team analyst and assistant special teams coordinator. But they don't have a head.
So what extra position coach do they have on staff then?
Also,
they must have
Well, they have an offensive coordinator when we all know Lincoln Riley calls the plays.
Yeah, but I wonder if
they have a Nichols coach.
There you go. That's what it is.
Well, this guy coaches outside linebackers, Nichols, assistant head coach for defense. That's his title.
That's what it is then. So
they also have a outside wide receivers coach.
Never heard of that. So there you go.
Tech used to have an inside receivers coach
for Trent Taylor.
Slot. Yeah, that's exactly when it was.
Also,
Caleb only threw for 369. He sucks, bro.
Lincoln Riley's title is the C&J Ellerding head football coach. Don't know what that means.
Yeah, I don't know what that means either.
Last game,
go for it, not get it.
James Madison 30-27.
11 Dukes
didn't cover, but it's kind of what I expected. I mean, that first home game after being ranked going to be a little bit of a tight one. And Old Dominion's not a bad team, but James Madison's good. Chance, we talked about it earlier. I don't know if you know, First off, they can't be ranked in the CFP because they can't make
Oh,
it.
that's stupid.
they moved
They
it
can
up.
make one. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
They can't make it, so but they can still be ranked in the AP going forward. Also, if there's not enough teams bowl eligible, they can make a bowl.
That's dumb.
Same with Jacksonville State. So say how many teams make it? Like 80 or something?
Yeah, something
Probably.
like that.
There's
Yeah.
about 40 bowls. Say there's 78 out of the 80. Them and Jacksonville State can get in. So you might be looking at a situation where James Madison has no losses or one loss, and then they sneak into the bowl game, and it's like the freaking Fiesta. Like, because they're not going to sneak in and just get in a bad bowl. Like, they're going to sneak in and get in a legit bowl. So that'd be very cool to watch. Hopefully that happens.
Good for them.
Shout out to James Madison's athletic program. I mean,
Yeah.
their softball team's always good every year. Now you got a football team that's rising.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Anything else? We can end this episode and do a little bit of NFL.
LSU Bama week, baby.
I'm sure we'll talk about that a little bit. We'll talk about that a little bit today.
Yes.
Just a tad.
Ready.
Hey, I'm low key on Peyton's side. Like, Jaden Mike can win the Heisman Saturday.
Yep.
Like, it's very possible. And I love Penix. I love him.
Hey, just
But
let it be
he's
a two-man race. I got a ticket on both.
Yeah. He's just not playing inspired. Well, he's not, but the whole team's not playing inspired.
They play USC this week, Chance.
Like, yeah, that's the good thing. He might throw for 700.
Penix could win the Heisman this week.
So will Caleb. That will be your neck will hurt after watching that game.
Yeah.
It'd be back and forth.
Hold up. I got to look at the early over line.
I mean, if Cal scored 49.
Yeah.
If Cal scored 49, Washington's going to score 60.
If Cal scored 49.
God. Right now it's 76.5.
There you go.
And
I
think
think that's horrible right now too, man.
That's low.
I mean, I think that's low.
It's going to be every bit of a 40-something to 40-something game.
Where is it at Washington?
At USC.
Oh, so the weather's going to be good. There'll be no rain.
Oh, yeah.
Right now it's 68 and clear.
Oh yeah, dude. That's over. Smash it.
Bet the over on everything Penix.
Now Purdue and Michigan, not sure that's going to be an over.
Well, you saw Iowa Northwestern State, not Northwestern State.
Northwestern.
RIP that guy.
Same thing.
Iowa Northwestern. Did you see that?
Yeah. 28.5.
Lowest over under in history. 29.5.
And I feel good with the under.
I feel like it's safe.
Vegas
They're playing at Wrigley, so it's not going to be normal.
First line for LSU, -4 for Bama, and 60 over under.
That sounds
-4. It was minus freaking. Looked at FanDuel this morning. It was 3, I thought, or 3.5.
They know something.
I mean,
both teams are getting to the 30s easily.
This is on ESPN as well, so it's just.
What's the over? What's the over and under?
60
for LSU, Bama.
60.
I don't know if I touch that number because I could.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's tough to predict in LSU Bama games. All right, let's end this. Some NFL.
Peyton. Are we winning the game?
Yeah.
Are we winning?
We're winning the freaking ball game.
Absolutely, I love you. I love it.
We are winning the freaking ball game.
Hey, he called it last year.
The natty, Peyton.
Called it last year.
We're in the natty.
And then, oh my God, I'm telling you, that's why I was pulling for freaking Indiana and I was pulling for Kansas yesterday.
Have you looked at stats? I mean, bets for us to make the playoff.
No,
I'm sure our odds are pretty bad.
It's plus 4,000 to win the whole thing.
I don't think we're going to win it all, but to make it.
Let me see.
I haven't seen bets for that.
Hold on.
I had one at the beginning of the year, or I still do.
I did too.
Plus
cashed
554.
Plus 550 to make it.
Yeah, I might put some on that.
That's we were like plus 270 at the beginning.
I might put something on that.
All right, let's end this. Let's do some NFL. All right.
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
Go Huskies.